Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, I welcome all of you in this lecture. So, good morning to everyone. So, let me present my screen to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Yes, please let me know. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, can anyone remind me what we did in my last lecture or which illustration we had did in my previous lecture?
48.
Okay. So we have seen this illustration number 48 and I think I gave this illustration number 49 for your homework. Is it?
48 होमवर्कसाठी दिलेलं सर.
ओके. मग केलं सर्वांनी? येस प्रियंका झालं सॉल्व है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anybody has any kind of doubt in this illustration number 48?
No.
Okay. So let us see this illustration number 49. Abhiman invested in mutual fund to buy 300 units with an entry load of rupees 2.5%. Later, he received a dividend of rupees 10 per unit. After some months, he sold all units with an exit load of 0.5% at net asset value of rupees 600. If his total gain is rupees 16,050, find the net asset value at which he purchased the units. So first of all, tell me what we have to find out in this problem.
Purchase net asset value.
So purchase net asset value. But observe one thing, there is an entry load as well as exit load is given to us in this problem. Okay, so remember that. What is this 300?
Number of units.
This is number of units. What about 2.5%?
Exit load.
Exit load. What about this rupees 10 per unit? Yes, what is this rupees 10 per unit?
Dividend.
This is nothing but rate of dividend. Remember, in case of mutual fund, whenever there is a dividend per unit, then we are going to call it as the rate of dividend. This we have already seen in our notes. After some months, he sold all units with an exit load of 0.5%. So this 0.5% is an exit load. And what is this rupees 600?
Net asset value.
Net asset value on what?
Redemption.
Redemption. See, we have only seen two net asset values. First one is purchase and another one is redemption. तो purchase तो हमें find out ही करना है. तो अब बचा कौन सा? Redemption net asset value. So this one is the redemption net asset value. Why? Because here we have so selling the units. And what is this rupees 16,050?
Total gain.
So this is our total gain. And remember our aim is to find out the net asset value on purchase. So how you are going to proceed in this illustration?
First, find the total gain is equal to sale plus dividend minus purchase. Then put the value of
So
substitute.
yes. So see, our aim is to calculate net asset value on purchase, and the total gain is given to us. So total gain is nothing but what? Okay, now let me write it in the abbreviated form. So TG represents total gain. Then it is nothing but capital gain plus total dividend. Now, can you tell me what is the answer of total dividend?
3000.
This is 3000. Why? Because the rate of dividend is rupees 10 and the number of units is 300. So this gives me 3000. Okay. Now total gain is given to us, which is nothing but 16,050 rupees. So using this two, you can able to calculate capital gain. So tell me what is the answer of capital gain? See, total gain is given to us, which is 16,050 rupees. Total dividend, which we just calculated. So using that, you can calculate capital gain. So what it is? Yes, just shift this 3,000
1600.
on this left hand side. So it becomes what? 13,050. Is it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what is capital gain? Capital gain is nothing but total purchase minus total sales is equals to 1305. 13050. Now observe, we don't know about total purchase. Do we know about total sales in the problem?
Yes, sir.
See, right now we don't know anything about total sales. We need to calculate that. We know only redemption net asset value. And here is an exit load is given to us. So how we are going to calculate total sales first? First, you are going to calculate selling price per unit. Okay, or you can say redemption price. Okay, so RP means redemption price. So how you are going to calculate redemption price? Yes, what is the formula for calculate redemption price? Yes, Dhananjay? Yes, I am waiting for your answer. How we are going to calculate redemption price?
All. Exit load is given and the rate of dividend given. Net asset value of purchase given and total gain on purchase.
से मुझे खाली इतना बताओ रिडम्पशन प्राइस कैसे फाइंड करेंगे यूजिंग दिस एग्जिट लोड एंड द नेट एसेट वैल्यू ऑन रिडम्पशन. So first we are going to calculate this entry load on this redemption net asset value. So what is 0.5% on 600?
Exit load.
What is the answer? What is 0.5% on 600?
3.
3.
Okay, so this gives me 3. So we need to add this Now tell me whether we are going to add this exit load in redemption net asset value or we are going to subtract. See how we are going to calculating redemption price per unit. Observe how we are going to calculate selling price per unit. It is nothing but net asset value on redemption or you can say sales minus exit load. Exit load तो हमें मिला 3. So you need to subtract this 3 from 600. So what is the answer?
597.
597. So this is our redemption price per unit. Now I want to calculate I want to calculate total sales. So how I am going to calculate total sales using this redemption price?
First of all, number of units into sales price of 1 unit.
So you just multiply this 300 with this 597. So please do this multiplication and let me know what is your answer for total sales.
One lakh 79,100.
1,79,100. So what you are going to do, you just shift that amount on the right hand side. So here you need to add that amount in this 13,050. That gives you the total purchase. So please add this 13,050 in that amount. Okay, so here we are getting total sales to be 1,79,100 rupees. Now you add this amount. Okay, this is something different. Let us do it in our way. Okay, so after adding, tell me what is the answer of TP. Add 1,79,100. So this gives me what? 0, then 5, 1, 2, carry over 1, 8 and 9, and here I am having 1. So this is my answer of total purchase. But now you can see we don't know about total purchase. And here is an entry load. Yes.
We will less that amount, right? Total sales minus total purchase.
Yes. Okay. So here we have written this formula slightly wrong. Okay, so here this is my capital gain, which is nothing but 13,050, and the formula of capital gain is nothing but total sales minus total purchase. Okay, and this gives me 13050. Okay, and we just calculated the amount of total sales, which is nothing but 1,79,100 minus TP, which is total purchase, and this is equals to 13050. Now you subtract this 13050 from this amount to calculate TP. So tell me what is the answer of TP then?
1,66,050.
1,66,050. Is it correct? Okay. Now let us see how we are going to get this total purchase. Okay, now I am rubbing this thing. Okay, so now tell me how we are going to calculate total purchase using the entry load. Observe, do we have net asset value on purchase? That we need to calculate, right? So let us consider it as X. Now here is an entry load is given to us, which is nothing but 2.5%. So you calculate what is 2.5% on X. So what is 2.5% on X?
1.025x.
Is it 1 point or 0.025? So this is our entry load. Now you add this entry load in net asset value of purchase to obtain the purchase price per unit. So this gives me what? 1.025 times X. So this is my purchase price per unit. Now how I am going to get total purchase using this purchase price? Yes. So you are telling me about net asset value. See how you are going to calculate purchase price. Purchase price is nothing. How you are going to calculate total purchase? It is nothing but purchase price multiplied by the number of units. So do this multiplication and let me know what is your answer for total purchase. You just multiply this 300 with 1.025 times X. All of you, please do this multiplication and let me know what is your answer.
Three zero 7.5.
So this is 307.5 times X, right?
Yes.
Okay, and on the right hand side, we are having 16605. Okay, now you just want the value of X, so shift this term on the in the denominator. So calculate and tell me what is the answer of X then. 540. Okay, so our net asset value in this problem is nothing but 540. So let us check whether our answer is correct or not. So you can see net asset value at the time of purchase is nothing but 540 rupees. Is the problem clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move on the next topic, which is nothing but our second last topic of this unit, which is nothing but the dividend reinvestment option. Now what you guess, what do we mean by this point, dividend reinvestment option? Yes, any idea? What we are going to do in this topic?
Number of units reinvested is equal to total dividend amount minus upon exit minus dividend net asset value.
See, Abhi, we are not interested in the formula. Okay. We just want to know what do we mean by this point, dividend reinvestment option. As this name suggests, what it suggests? Yes. सी फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दूं लेकिन वो थोड़ा डिफरेंट है लेकिन आप उससे समझ सकते हो. आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू आर हैविंग बैंक अकाउंट्स राइट. यस और नो.
Yes, sir.
ओके तो बैंक आपके बैंक में क्या होता है. सी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सेविंग अकाउंट्स which means what you can credit and debit money at any time from that saving account. सो मान लो कि आपने 1000 रुपीज इन्वेस्ट किया और आपको 6 मंथ्स के बाद इन्वेस्ट किया मीन्स डिपॉजिट करवाए, और आपको हर एक 3 मंथ्स पे बैंक में इंटरेस्ट मिलता है ऑन योर अमाउंट। ओके, और वो इंटरेस्ट कैसा होता है? वो इंटरेस्ट मान लो आपको 1000 पे 3 मंथ्स के बाद आपको सपोज 10 रुपीज इंटरेस्ट मिला, देन फिर से नेक्स्ट 3 मंथ्स के बाद आपको फिर से इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा, तो क्या वो 1000 रुपीज पर ही मिलेगा या 1010 रुपीज पे मिलेगा?
1010 rupees.
1010 रुपीज मीन्स वॉट? आपको जो भी इनिशियली 3 मंथ्स पे जो भी इंटरेस्ट मिला था वो आपका फिर से कैलकुलेट हुआ फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 मंथ। दैट इज नथिंग बट this kind of thing, that is a dividend reinvestment option। means what? जो भी हमें इंटरेस्ट मिलता है हम उसे फिर से इन्वेस्ट करते हैं और फिर वो सारे अमाउंट पे हमें फिर से इंटरेस्ट मिलता है। So you can relate that thing with this topic, which is nothing but the dividend reinvestment option. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So many companies offer mutual fund scheme with dividend reinvestment plan. It provides investment of dividend amount without an entry load into the same scheme. See, this we have already seen in our note, that is there will be no charges for the dividend amount, if you remember, which increases the total number of units in the scheme. Okay, so this will increase the total number of units in the scheme. Suppose the net asset value of so here is an example for you. Suppose the net asset value of a mutual fund is rupees 18 just before declaring the dividend. Okay, so this is the amount before declaring the dividend, and the dividend of rupees 2 per unit is declared. Okay, so this is the dividend per unit is declared. It implies that now net asset value decreases to 18 minus 2, which is nothing but 16 per unit. And we are going to call this net asset value as X dividend net asset value. Okay, so what is X dividend net asset value? It is nothing but you just take the net asset value before declaring the dividend and you just subtract the dividend, or you can say rate of dividend, from that net asset value to obtain X dividend net asset value. So in this case, it is nothing but 16 rupees. Now, what do we mean by dividend reinvestment plan? So if dividend reinvestment option is executed, the dividend amount of rupees 2 per unit, okay, remember this is rupees 2 per unit, is reinvested in the same scheme and the number of additional units are calculated. So जो भी additional units हमें मिलेंगे due to this dividend amount, that additional units are calculated at X dividend net asset price. Thus, we are having the formula number of units reinvested is equals to total dividend amount divided by X dividend net asset value. So remember, in this topic, we are going to use this formula throughout this topic. And the total number of units of investor. Now suppose if you want to calculate the total number of units of any investor, then it is nothing but the number of units, number of pre-dividend units, means dividend declare करने के पहले जो भी units थे, that units plus number of reinvested units. So बाद में कितने हमने reinvest किए units. So अगर हम उन दोनों को add करेंगे, then we are going to get the total number of units. See, I hope you will get some idea using this small little bit theory part. Now let us elaborate it on using an example. So let us understand the concept with illustration. So let us try to explore this topic in a great detail using examples. Remember, we required these two formulas. First one is number of units reinvested is nothing but total dividend amount divided by X dividend amount. And the total number of units is nothing but number of pre-dividend units plus number of reinvested units. So let us try to understand this using an example. So illustration number 50. Mr. Khurana invested 12,000 in Future India Plus dividend reinvestment plan. Now, as this name suggests, here we need to reinvest our dividend. On 13th March 2012, with a net asset value of rupees 27.14 and an entry load of 2.25%. On 7th August 2008, the dividend of rupees 4 per unit was declared. So remember, on 7th August 2012, we are declaring the dividend per unit. The pre-dividend net asset value was, observe, this is very important. This is the pre-dividend net asset value. And this was 32.58. Find the pre-dividend number of units Mr. Khurana had with its value. Okay, so first we are going to calculate what is pre-dividend number of units. Also find the total number of units. Okay, total number of units is nothing but number of pre-dividend units plus number of reinvested units he possesses after the dividend reinvestment plan. Now, first of all, tell me, have you understood this problem?
Yes.
Okay. So let us first try to calculate what is pre-dividend units. Now remember, the name suggests pre-dividend units means the number of units before declaring the dividend. Okay, so this we can find out using our usual way. What do we mean by usual way? जैसे हम पहले करते थे. So first what we are going to check? First we are going to check amount invested, which is nothing but 12,000. Now here you can see there is an entry load involved, which means what? Purchase price is nothing but net asset value on purchase plus entry load. So all of you please calculate what is purchase price using net asset value on purchase and tell me what is your purchase price per unit. You can put your answers in the chat box. So Dhananjay is getting 27.75065. What about others? Priyanka is also getting the same. Okay, so this is all about our purchase price. Now we know what is amount invested and what is purchase price. So can you able to calculate the number of units?
Yes, sir.
So all of you please calculate it and tell me what is your answer for number of units. So Dhananjay is getting 432.4223. Let me wait for others to calculate it. So Priyanka is also getting the same. So let us check what is there in the book. So here you can see we are having the same number of units as you are getting. So this is our number of units before declaring the dividend. Okay, because हमने खाली first two lines के बारे में ही बात किया और हमारा dividend कहाँ पे आया? In the third line. So this is nothing but the pre-dividend number of units. Pre-dividend number of units. Is that clear? यहाँ
Yes.
तक समझा? किसी को कुछ डाउट है यहाँ तक?
No.
Okay. Now you can see on the third line we are declaring the dividend. Okay, so now we are going to calculate or you can say we are doing dividend calculation for 7th August 2012. Okay, so dividend amount. First, we are going to calculate the dividend amount using this rate of dividend and the number of units which we calculated. So you can see. So all of you please multiply these two quantities, that is the rate of dividend into the number of units. So Dhananjay is getting the same. What about others? Priyanka is also getting the same. Okay. Now observe in this over here how we are calculating X dividend net asset value. X dividend net asset value is nothing but initial net asset value, or you can say pre-dividend net asset value minus rate of dividend. So now we are going to calculate X dividend net asset value using pre-dividend net asset value minus rate of dividend. Rate of dividend is nothing but 4 per unit. Now you can see pre-dividend net asset value is given to us in our problem. Yes, Sally, why you raise your hand? Okay. So the pre-dividend net asset value is nothing but 32.58. So after doing this subtraction, you are getting it is nothing but 28.58. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have calculated pre-dividend number of units that Mr. Khurana has invested. Now we want to find out the total number of units. So for calculating total number of units, first we need to find out the number of units reinvested, because the formula of total number of units is nothing but number of pre-dividend units. ये तो हमारे पास हमने calculate किया है, but we don't know about number of units reinvested. So ये number of units reinvested find out करने के लिए हम ये ऊपर वाला formula apply करेंगे. That is nothing but number of units is equals to total dividend amount divided by X dividend net asset value. So total dividend amount हमने यहाँ पे calculate किया है, which is nothing but 1729.689, and X dividend net asset value हमने यहाँ पे calculate की है, which is nothing but 28.58. So you just divide these two quantities and tell me what is your answer. Yes, Dhananjay is getting the same. What about others? So Priyanka is also getting the same. Okay, so this is our number of units reinvested. Now let us calculate total number of units. Total number of units is nothing but pre-dividend units plus reinvested units. Pre-dividend units हमने यहाँ पे calculate किए थे, and the reinvested units अभी हमने calculate किए. So you just add these two number of units and tell me what is your answer. Dhananjay is getting 492.9433. What about others? Okay, so both of you are getting the same answer. So tell me, is the problem clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody has any kind of doubt in this problem? So shall I move further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now observe the next illustration. Next illustration is also based on the same. That is illustration number 51. Mr. Raghav invested 15,000 in Sunrise Fund dividend reinvestment option. ओके, सो देखो यहाँ पे एक चीज ऑब्जर्व करो, जब भी आपको डिविडेंड रीइन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शन, डिविडेंड रीइन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान के बारे में कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछा होगा तो आपको वो ऑलरेडी आपके प्रॉब्लम में मेंशन करके दिया होगा कि ये डिविडेंड रीइन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शन का ही प्रॉब्लम है. On 12th February 2012, when net asset value was rupees 45.78 and entry load was 2.25%, a dividend at the rate 80 on the initial net asset value of rupees 10 was declared on 20th May 2012 on each unit. When ex-dividend net asset value was rupees 42.85, the company again declared a dividend at the rate 30% on the initial net asset value of rupees 10 on 12th September 2012, when ex-dividend net asset value was rupees 45.25. Find the number of units Raghav had at the end. So here you can see they are declaring dividend 2 times. Okay, so let us see this problem also so that you can understand this concept better. So first of all, tell me, see, is there any number of units, or you can say pre-dividend number of units given to us in the problem? Or before that, let us first see, or first of all, tell me what we have to find out in the problem.
Number of units.
Total number of units. Okay. So what is the formula of total number of units? In the dividend reinvestment option. Okay. In the dividend reinvestment option, what is the formula of total number of units?
Number of pre-dividend units plus number of reinvested units.
Exactly. Okay. So first we are going to calculate pre-dividend number of units, and after that we are going to calculate reinvested number of units. So let us first calculate pre-dividend number of units. Using what? Using amount invested and the purchase price. Now observe, do we have amount invested in the problem?
Yes.
Yes. So how much it is?
15,000.
15,000. And what about purchase price?
No, sir.
So purchase price is not directly mentioned in the problem, but you can see there is an entry load involved in the problem, and the net asset value on purchase is given to us. So first of all of you please find out what is 2.25% on 45.78. What you are saying, Dhananjay? Number of units. Okay, so purchase price is nothing but 46.81005. So this is our purchase price per unit. So using this, now you can able to calculate the number of units, that is amount invested divided by the purchase price. So all of you please do this division and tell me what is your answer for number of units. Dhananjay is getting the same. What about others? Priyanka, Mansi? So Badal and Priyanka are getting the same. So I hope this step is clear how we are going to calculate pre-dividend units. Okay. Now let us move on this third line. Okay, you can see on this third line a dividend at the rate 80% on the initial net asset value of rupees 10 was declared on 25th 2012 on each unit when ex dividend net asset value was rupees 42.85. So now we are going to calculate, or you can say dividend calculation on 20th May 2012. Now observe what is the rate of dividend in this case.
80%.
See, I already told you rate of dividend is always rupee value per unit. Can I say 80% is a rupee value?
No, sir.
No. But if you read this line properly, then what they tells us? A dividend at the rate 80% on the initial net asset value of rupees 10. Means what? This 80% is on which amount? That is initial net asset value of rupees 10. So अगर हमें रेट ऑफ डिविडेंड फाइंड आउट करना है तो हमें 10 के 80% फाइंड आउट करने पड़ेंगे. So what is 80% of 10 rupees?
8 rupees.
8 rupees. So our rate of dividend in this case is nothing but 8 rupees. And always remember, dividend rate of dividend is always rupee value per unit. Okay, so here a rate of dividend is nothing but 8 rupees per unit. So now you using this rupee value, that is 8, you can able to calculate dividend amount. So dividend amount is nothing but rate into the number of units. Number of units we are having over here. So you just multiply this with rupees 8 and tell me what is your answer for dividend amount. Yes. What is this multiplication? 2563.552. Okay. So this is our dividend amount. Now using this dividend amount, and you can see X dividend net asset value is there in the problem, which is nothing but 42.85. So using this, you can calculate the reinvested number of units, or you can say number of units reinvested. So dividend amount divided by X net asset value, which is nothing but 42.85. So all of you please divide this and tell me what is your answer for number of units reinvested. So it is nothing but 59.82619. Okay, so this is number of units reinvested on 20th May 2012. So total number of units on 20th May 2012 is nothing but pre-dividend number of units plus number of units reinvested. So if you add these two number of units, then you are getting it is 380.2702. So this is all about dividend calculation on 20th May 2012. ओके तो अब हमने ये थर्ड एंड फोर्थ लाइन के बारे में भी बात कर ली. नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट लास्ट टू लाइन्स. ओके, नाउ द कंपनी अगेन डिक्लेयर्ड. ओके, सो एक बार कंपनी ने डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर किया तो हमने उसके ऊपर टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स फाइंड आउट किए. नाउ द कंपनी इज अगेन डिक्लेयरिंग द डिविडेंड. सो लेट अस अगेन कैलकुलेट द सेम थिंग फॉर दिस सेकेंड डिविडेंड. Okay, so this is the dividend on 20th September 2012. So again you are going to do the same thing. Dividend calculation on 12/9/2012. So for that, you need to first calculate what is 30% of 10. So 30% of 10 is nothing but 3. So this is our rate of dividend. So using this rate of dividend, now you can calculate the dividend amount. That is rate multiplied by the number of units. But here you need to stop a little bit and just try to think which number of units we are going to use. ओके सी, यहाँ पे ये डिविडेंड कैलकुलेशन हम कब कर रहे हैं? ऑन 12/9/2012. सो इसके लिए प्री डिविडेंड नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स कितने होंगे? इसके लिए प्री डिविडेंड नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स होंगे टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स फॉर टोटल नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स ऑन 20th May 2012 वाले. ओके, सो इसके लिए आपको नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स यूज करने पड़ेंगे इज नथिंग बट दिस वन, दैट इज 380.2702. इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you multiply these two quantities and tell me what is your answer for dividend amount. $1140.811. Okay, so this is our dividend amount. And what about now? See, we need to use this formula. Number of units reinvested is nothing but dividend amount divided by X dividend net asset value. Now let us see X dividend net asset value is there in our problem or not for the second dividend calculation. Observe, do we have X dividend net asset value for the second dividend calculation?
Yes, sir.
How much it is?
45.25.
45.25. So let us divide dividend amount by this quantity. So all of you please do this division and tell me what is your answer for number of units reinvested on 12/9/2012 is nothing but 25.2113. Okay. So this is our number of units reinvested. Now to find the total number of units, we need to add this number of units reinvested in our number of units, which is nothing but 380 for this dividend calculation. So all of you please add and tell me what is your answer for total number of units. Dhananjay is getting the same. What about others? Priyanka is also getting the same. Saili is getting the same. Okay, so in this way we are going to do the calculation whenever there is or whenever the problems based on dividend reinvestment option. Is the problem clear?
Yes, sir.
Anybody has any kind of doubt in this in these two problems? Okay, now in the exercises you are having lots of problem based on this based on the different topics. So you can randomly pick any one of the two three problems from that exercises and try to evaluate whether you are getting the answer or not, or whether you can able to solve those problems or not. Okay, now you can see this is our new topic, or you can say this is our last topic of this unit, which is nothing but the systematic investment plan. ओके, ये आपने टीवी पर बहुत बहुत बार सुना होगा. अभी बहुत सारे क्रिकेटर्स इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. दैट इज, मैं धोनी जी की बात करूँ तो वो भी, MS धोनी जी की बात करूँ तो वो भी इसके बारे में बोलते हैं. दैट इज म्यूचुअल फंड में पैसे इन्वेस्ट करो यूजिंग SIP. Now what is SIP? The full form of SIP is nothing but systematic investment plan. Okay, so as this is the end, as this is 8:45, so let me stop this lecture over here. We are going to begin our next session with this new topic, and this is the last topic of our unit, that is the systematic investment plan. So you can see we need to cover this much in this topic. Okay, so we are going to solve two problems based on this topic and little bit theory which we required in this problem. Okay, so let me stop it here. We are going to begin our next session with this new topic.